Hey guys, coming to you with the longest video I've made so far, about 14 minutes. Yeah, this is Rehab week. So as I'm currently doing this voiceover, I completed my first day of my comeback, as in my new program, and things are feeling good. I feel better, and I'd say I'm about 100% recovered by now. So I just wanted to post all my rehab for you guys and myself to you know have a record of how fast my recovery was and how good things have been going actually since my recovery. So this was day one. I was technically supposed to only come in and do some isolation work, leg curls, leg extension, anything that wouldn't hurt was my goal that day. But I decided to put the bar on after warm-ups and the stretches and just to see what I would be able to do. So I surprised myself. I was able to do the bar for a few sets, no problem. And I was also able to do a few sets with 40 kilos. I actually could have gone heavier, but after that day I decided to stick with that and slowly increase throughout the week. So the plan was basically to work up to about 80%, I think, or the last warm-up before my working set by the end of the week. So I started with sets of 8, 3 sets of 8 on squat and bench, and the plan was to increase the poundage, gradually reducing the reps from 7 to eventually a few reps and getting heavy weights on the bar without getting injured again. So everything felt really good throughout those days. My back was still a little tender, but I made sure that I performed all the movements without aggravating the situation, so to speak, because I didn't want to be out for longer. So I was able to recover in about a week's time. So I was out of the gym for the entire week, and I came back 7 days later, and I was really happy to be able to train so soon after my injury. So the way I did it was I structured my rehab week based on the Bulgarian method. So I decided I would squat and bench every day, but instead of a heavy single, I do just some volume work with very light weights and work up slowly back to my usual numbers in terms of poundage. And I would attempt to deadlift on the Wednesday of the week for the first time, and just put a very light weight on the bar and try to see how far I could get. So work up to a very comfortable 1 rep max, beltless, just to not cover any pain, and see if I was still able to deadlift without pain. So that actually went very well. I was able to deadlift 180 kilos on the sumo deadlift, which is only 7.5 under my current 1 rep max belted. And I actually also pulled sumo with the belt later on the week and was only able to get 180 kilos at about the same RP. So one thing to take into consideration is that since I've been injured, my form has really changed on the squat, bench, and deadlift, actually, to really prevent any aggravation and also to prevent any future injuries. So I've excessively reduced the speed of the eccentric on my squat and bench to get more tightness and be more explosive out of the hole, so to speak, but without necessarily rushing the reps, but just letting the body go through the motions. And for the deadlift, I've change my form to have a much more upright torso and put emphasis on performing the movement more with the legs than the back as I was doing previously. So I'm happy to say that after my injury I actually am stronger right now, which is surprising. I was able to actually put on some heavy weight on the bar, as you will see very soon. From Thursday till the Sunday of last week, I was able to do some heavy singles as planned because I wanted to do the Bulgarian method, or at least try it out again for a few days to see if it suited me for now and the things I'm trying to achieve. So yes, the squat and bench and the deadlift, I'm really happy about the way they're looking now. They look very different, as I said, pointing out the very eccentric. As you can see here, I perform all my reps this way now. So there's much more control, and the reps feel much more stable and smoother, although they might not be as fast as they used to be when I was more explosive. And I'm really happy about that. Whether it be for the squat, the bench, or the deadlift, is just it's really been a great week. So here, this is the Wednesday footage actually. This was 80 kilos for 3 sets of 6, I believe. So we started at 40 kilos beginning on the Monday, then Tuesday was 60, and then jumping to 80. And on that day, just the weight felt really easy and no pain. And same on the bench here with 60 kilos for some sixes again. So after this, I went on to do the deadlift, which you're gonna see just shortly, which I will discuss. But after this, I decided that, well, from the Thursday onwards, I will try to go full-on Bulgarian and just work up to comfortable maxes between RP 9 to 9.5 to see where I was at post-injury and see what weights I was able to lift. So yeah, I'm happy to say that I was able to squat 160 and bench 95 kilos 4 days in a row, which are exactly 97% of my 1 rep max for 4 days in a row. So that's the best performance I've ever had on the Bulgarian method, and I will further talk about after we look at this at my new deadlift form. So here I decided to give you the whole setup, so I would be able to go back to it, and you would be able to see the changes I've made. So clearly there's a much more upright torso with a big focus on the legs and a very neutral spine. And we're just working on pulling with the legs or pushing in order for the bar to leave the floor. And yeah, just really focusing on form to get all of this really tight. So this was 90 kilos. I've started putting more time in my warm-ups and doing much more warm-ups to be more accustomed to the heavy weights as I work up to them. So here, this is my last belt. This is my last warm-up generally before I put the belt. 150 when I'm comfortably. I decided not to go to the belt as I previously mentioned. So I worked up, I went to 170 next, and I moved pretty comfortably. So I decided to put 180 on and see what I could do. And 180 beltless is actually a 10 kilo PB in this variation, so I was really happy about that. And although my back was fried, there was no pain. So finished up with some rows as usual for the shoulder health, and then we moved on to the proper Bulgarian style training from the next day, which is coming now. And yeah, we started putting some, I guess, serious weight on the bar. So here, 120, that was already getting heavier for me. I was happy to be back to that. That was 120 last warm-up for 3 reps. And I just moved very comfortably, so I was happy about that. No pain whatsoever again. I was happy about that. Then I moved on to my last beltless warm-up. 140 kilos here. This moved very comfortably as well, very smooth, very tight. I was happy about that. And then here, my initial thought was to hit to 90%, around 90%, so 90 to 93%. So this is a 150, and that actually went up very easily. So I decided to bump on 160, which is 97%, or just 5 kilo under my current 1 rep max, and see how it goes. And this actually felt about RP 9, I'd say, maybe a little lower. So I called it there, but I was happy with that. So moving on to bench, I went with 80 kilos, that just flew. I went with 90, which used to be kind of my daily max, but last time I did this method, and that went up very easily. So I bumped it up to 95, again, 97% of my max. And this actually might have felt close to an RP 8. So I was really happy about it. And again, I finished with some rows. So after the day, I was really happy because it actually felt like I might have had 170 kilo squat in the tank for at least the PB, and then probably 100 bench with a solid pause. So I was really happy about that. And I thought, might as well just keep on going Bulgarian style. So worked up to 160 again the next day, and that just went about the same, about 9.5, right where we wanted to be. And I was also again able to press 95 with, I believe, a little better of a pause. So I was happy about it. And this is where I also pulled my deadlift with a belt, so 180, about the same. So I wasn't too pleased with that, but at least the form is looking good. Finished with some rows again, and then we moved on to Saturday's training. That again was working out the heavy single, squat, and bench, finishing with the rows. So I did that for 4 days between Thursday to Sunday, just thinking about what programming I would be following. So here's the Saturday squat. That was the third 160 of the week, and this one felt a little slower, but actually looked faster. I guess it was like maybe a bit of a lack of tightness that made it sloppy. This bench felt pretty good as well, 95, just cruising through. I was really pleased with that. And again, finished with some rows for shoulder health, and this movement has really been helping. And whatever program I follow, I think I'll be incorporating some pull-ups or some rows, which I won't record, but just to work on my shoulder health and keep them healthy as I bench quite often throughout the week. And finally, the Sunday, I went one last time with a 160 and 95 bench. And after that, I actually felt like this was a little taxing, and in the long run, I might not be able to add kilos to the 160 and the 95 every day, and the progression might be slow. And I also remembered that I'm pretty good at single work, but not so much at volume. So throughout last weekend, I tried to construct myself a program and try to get back into the groove of things in terms of volume and all variations. I hate to work on weak points. So in the next video, I'll be discussing what the new program is looking like, what the plans for the future are, and and what we're looking at achieving by the end of the year. So thanks for watching again, guys, and I'll see you later. Alright, bye bye.